Our family story, littered with joyful births and reunions, faced a somber moment as 1959 drew to a close. Papi, the patriarch whose Sundays were adorned with family and laughter, the strong but gentle man whose presence felt like a constant in our lives, was facing his last days. In September, we received the news that Papi was taken to Charleston Hospital, and as Lonnie and I made the journey there, a melancholic silence enveloped us. Our hands tightly interlocked, as if trying to hold on to something slipping away, as our hearts braced for impending sorrow. On September 28, Papi breathed his last, surrendering to pulmonary fibrosis. The silence that followed his departure was deafening, a stark contrast to the lively and loving spirit he'd always embodied. Lonnie was crestfallen, as we all were, and our gatherings now had an unfillable void, an unspoken yearning for the man who had always been our rock. In the midst of our grief, we sought to honor Papi in the ways he'd always cherished: family, unity, and love. The entire family congregated to bid farewell to the man who had so profoundly touched our lives. His funeral became a poignant reunion, where tears and smiles intermingled as we shared stories that celebrated his life. As stories were told, some speaking of his wisdom, others his kindness, it became clear that Papi had left us with an irreplaceable legacy, threaded with resilience and unbridled love for family. His stories lived on in us, a reminder that even in absence, he was still very much present. Lonnie, with his eyes reminiscent of Papi's kind gaze, found comfort in those stories, clinging to the essence of the father he adored. The Sunday dinners, although now tinged with a melancholy absence, continued in honor of the tradition that Papi and Lonnie had so cherished. It became a time not only to connect but to remember, to recount the tales of a man whose spirit was now entwined with ours forever. Mabel, Quincy and Thelma were unable to attend the funeral. The loss had to be devastating to them. I wish I could be there to comfort them. I know the closeness they felt to Papi. In Papi's passing, mortality made itself known, and I needed my family's closeness more than ever. As the years progressed, we learned to live with our loss, to see Papi in the stories we told, the traditions we upheld, and in the faces of the generations that followed. His memory became both a comfort and a reminder, to hold each other close, to cherish our shared moments, and to continue building our family with love, respect, and togetherness.